I ran on, of course, infrastructure being one of the things that I wanted to lean in on or certainly understand, because I felt like that there was no question that there was going to be a need for investment or improvements if we were going to be competitive in actually recruiting industry that we would want in our area. As when I was running, I said, people are coming to Bedford whether you like it or not. The question is, are we going to live with what shows up, or are we going to go after what we want? And that same model rings true with industry as well. But to do that, it is not practical that one agency, one person, one thought can solve or bring together the resources needed for infrastructure. It's very expensive. Broadband, water, sewer, they're just, electricity is one of those that is in pretty good shape. The electricity is built out well and can be restructured. It appears in short order to bring more supply where there's demand in real time. Water is a little bit trickier. Sewer is almost impossible in some areas based on the current way that we have built out. And then broadband, which I really went after broadband originally right out of the box, specifically because I felt like that attracting people to come to an area that we want, they're not going to be able to be millennials or folks that work from home or business professionals or entrepreneurs without high-speed internet available to them. And what would make them interested in a place like Bedford, I felt like, was specifically the fact that we had plenty of land. We were still rural, but close enough to the amenities, and Nashville or Murfreesboro for those that want it. But and they want a nice home out in maybe with a few acres of land. But if broadband is not accessible, it's a kill shot for their opportunity to really come to us and can actually enrich our community. So we went after that with United Communications. We formed a partnership with them, got some grant money early on to start the process. The federal government recognized that the rural areas didn't have the broadband capacities they needed. So we worked hand in glove with them. We were successful in getting some grant money down. The federal government models of where do you need broadband and where do you not need broadband don't really line up necessarily with the patterns of people on the ground. So we've struggled with that a little bit. But then along came COVID, and COVID really shined light on the fact that broadband interconnectivity, the ability to work remotely, was not just a novelty or something that would be nice or only rich folks can do that. The school system really immediately suffered from the fact that when the schools were closed and the kids weren't able to actually physically be in the classroom, that connectivity for learning and for not losing the complete connection of continued education and learning during those processes were really profound. And that really then led to the next wave of dollars, both at the state and federal level, to lean in on broadband connectivity. And that's where we're excited that we have a grant application with the state of Tennessee that is a joint partnership with Duck River Electric and United Communications there in Bedford. And if this grant is successful, we will address all of the areas in Bedford that the federal government identifies as need areas. Now, that is not comprehensive and will not address everyone, but what it will do, and this is the part that really gives me a lot of hope, is what this will allow United Communications to do is to actually put those resources or those build outs of that kind of technology out in the pockets where they identified in the county, and then that will serve the people that are in that area. But I'm being told from a technology standpoint, it would be much easier to have that point and come back toward the center than to continue to extend the line. And that's sort of how broadband has been built out, is you start from where you have it and you get another 3 or 4 miles down the road. And then somebody wants it over here and you extend 2 or 3 houses down this way. And so what this is going to do through the federal model is give us the opportunity to actually get out in the pockets some infrastructure that will make it much easier and much more rapid that United would be in good position to advance broadband in some of the areas that would be 20 years before they actually practically could be in that pocket of our county. So we're excited about that. That's a partnership. The opportunity to take some of these ARP funds, the American Rescue Plan funds, and be the seed money to help get the next leg of broadband going forward, water capacity improving, sewer redesign or capacity expansion, so that we can get, it's much bigger than just getting the pipe in the ground. We're looking at private partnerships right now to see if developers or what have you would be willing to step up and share in those costs up front, understanding that the government has a role to play in that, but we can't fund all of that, and you can't burden all the taxpayers over that. But we do have to take a look at who we are and where we are and what we're not. And we've been on that journey to do that. We're really interested in building out the 231 corridor, as we refer to it, which is basically between the airport on 231 and Deason. That's where all the new industry is interested. It seems to be where all the commercial want to talk about. We do have a few unique businesses that will probably wind up on the square in kind of our revitalization and downtown projects, but those are a little bit more difficult to fit someone in, because there you're really having to fit within sort of a structure and an understanding that's already in place, where if we could get the infrastructure correct on that 231 corridor, then we really would be in the driver's seat to decide where we're going to go and what we're going to do, and where we want to invest or see industry come into our community and make a difference. I'm Chad Graham, and I'd appreciate your vote.